Greetings, everyone. Damon Caskey here to hopefully answer Segment 2's participation activity. I hope you are having a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, whatever the case may be for you. And on that, let's jump right in. Let me just switch to my main monitor here and read these off. Here we go. Number 1. Are you concerned about all the data that is being collected about you by our technology, e.g. internet history, GPS location from phones, health info from smartwatches? Explain why or why not. Yes, I am concerned, just not enough that I'm willing to tailor my lifestyle around it. For me, it comes down to value add, meaning does the thing provide a service I find valuable enough that I'm willing to trade the crap that goes with it. And even that comes down to the situation. For instance, I like to travel a lot, and when I do, I am often in very remote locations performing very strenuous, very injury-prone activities. We're talking about class 4 and 5 level kayaking in remote rivers, snow hiking several kilometers from the nearest staging point, a lot of search and rescue work where it's not just my safety, but the people that I'm trying to locate come into play. And other than the search and rescue, most of these activities I perform, I am on my own, which that's something you shouldn't do anyway, but do as I say, not as I do. It only makes sense then that I would carry all the technology aids that I can get my hands on. So of course, GPS systems, smartphones, smartwatches. I even go so far as to carry a device that does nothing but tracking, and that is a satellite uplink personal locator beacon. You pop the antenna open, press this red button right here, and no matter where you are in the world, it will call the cavalry, somebody just like me, to come looking for you. And since I'm carrying all that gear and traveling so much, I also make sure that I'm in the latest model vehicle available, which in this case is a truck that's outfitted with all, the GPS and all that kind of stuff. And that's just a matter of simple boredom amelioration. I mean, it's nice to have entertainment options when you're out in the middle of nowhere on the highway, right? However, at home, things change, and they change very quickly. I see no value add whatsoever in tracking devices or electronic devices in the home when I can just do whatever it is myself. Take, for instance, okay, I could get a glorified Knight Rider kit in a Pringles can to turn the lights off for me by saying, Siri, please turn off the lights, or in the same amount of time, I can hop my happy self over here and flip a light switch. So why in the world would I want to buy a service that tracks me to do something that I can do myself just as well or better? So all that rambling just comes down to it depends on the situation, it depends on the device, it depends on what it can do for me. If I think that it's useful, I'll use it. If I don't, I won't. And that's all there is to it. Privacy is a thing, but it's not the primary concern. All right, let's move on to question 2. In Chapter 4, we read about the mass profiling of users online by large corporations like Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Yahoo. Specifically, how these corporations disseminate user data points and statistics to find third-party advertisement brokers who then create personalized ads. Technology critic Sarah M. Watson suggested there's a phenomenon that when it comes to advertising that indicates people are generally okay with sloppily accurate personalized ads, but get creeped out when ads seem to be manipulative or if they don't match their sense of self at all. In this week's discussion, feel free to explain any positive or negative experiences you've had with personalized ads online. What is your take on personalized ads? Have you been creeped out by ads? Or do you see the value in ads to sell you products and services that are tailored to your tastes? All right. I am not creeped out by ads, nor do I see the value in them. Ads are ads. To me, they're just as annoying one way or another. I mean, what's worse, a blanket ad or a personalized ad? Because for every ad that, bam, they nailed it and they found something that is actually tailored to my wants, needs, whatever, there are going to be 10 phone calls for a warranty about a vehicle I don't even own, or 100 spams promising miracle cures for the common cold, penis enlargement, what have you. So I really think it's 6 of one and half dozen of another. Now, as far as watching the system, I actually find that kind of amusing. It's kind of a curiosity to me. How many people here have purchased a hard good and then noticed that someone tries to sell you hard good immediately thereafter? We're talking about something that's not consumable, like you buy a headphone or even a large appliance. because I don't know about you, but sure, Mr. Advertiser, I'm going to immediately purchase another refrigerator exactly like the one that I just bought 10 minutes ago. Way to allocate those advertising dollars efficiently. In other words, they're smart, but they're nowhere near as smart as they think they are. And I, for one, find it kind of amusing to watch them try and construct a profile. All right. Number 3. In April 2020, Pew Research found that about half of US adults said they decided recently not to use a product or service because they were worried about how much personal information would be collected about them. Which product services do you think folks turned down and why? What services products have you declined, if at all? Why? I cannot speak for other people. I would imagine for most that it comes down to services or products that they know by their very nature are indicative of lifestyle. So I would imagine people tend to avoid buying medications if they think they're or excuse me, if they feel they're being tracked. They probably a young woman probably does not buy feminine needs in a method that she thinks can be tracked. I, for one, would probably avoid buying products for children just because you want to protect your children's privacy. Really, just about any sort of personal lifestyle product. I think those are the things most likely to be avoided, if at all. Now, for me, I again make my decision based on other factors than privacy. I know they're going to track me, and going to a brick and mortar store does not protect you from being tracked, by the way. If anything, you're being tracked even more because not only do they have your purchase records, they also have you right there physically, probably on camera, buying the thing. So again, for me, it just comes down to, do I want it? Do I have a use for it? If I do, I'll get it. If I don't, I won't. The end. Number 4. Since I placed you all into groups, I want to know what you have done so far. What have you done to start a conversation about your group? Have you been dividing up your work? What do you think has been effective? So, to be perfectly honest, we haven't really done a whole lot. Both myself and my partner have been absolutely run over this week. We have communicated, and we both agreed that the best thing to do is to start divvying out tasks and really setting things up early next week. And that is where we stand. So, we've done handshaking conversations, and we will get more elaborate within the next few days. Number 5, what is your song of the week? Well, I would say a song that was, maybe not was, if you get that, we can be friends, on my mind would be Walk the Dinosaur. Everybody have a good day, evening, whatever, and hopefully we will see you online again soon.